Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ryan with From Corners Unknown. I hope you're all doing well. About a month ago, I had the pleasure of speaking with Seba and Lucien of the Ethereal Crust D-Beat band Medium. They're based in Buenos Aires, and I learned about this band about 6 weeks ago when Seba reached out to me with the band's debut release, a self-titled release. And when I first listened to it, I was absolutely blown away by the sound of Crust enshrouded in this really strange, mystical atmosphere with tendrils of black metal permeating throughout. And after listening to this a number of times and after speaking about this on Voices from Corners Unknown, I wanted to speak with the band more about how they landed on such a unique sound and kind of how they developed this and where these guys come from musically and what their backgrounds are. And this is the resulting conversation. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation between myself and Seba and Lucien. And just after this introduction, I will play one of their songs, Gargola, and I'll close it with Maximum Rampage. So thank you so much for your continued support, and thank you for any and all support you can show Medium. Yeah, for sure. You said you were going to go touring or playing some shows this weekend, right? Or am I wrong? This weekend?
No, yeah, we are supporting Merciless. You know Merciless, the Swedish band, the old school death metal band.
I think so.
They're doing their last show here. Their last gig.
Really?
Yeah, they did. They did a South American, Latin American, tour. And,
wow.
And they told us. Some people told us they interviewed them and say, hey guys, you're going to play for this is our debut debut show. Actually, we played before, a warming up gig, but just for friends, and now this is like the official first Medium gig ever, and we're playing the last Merciless date. They are dissolving the band, so it's gonna be it's a special night. I've heard almost all tickets are sold because it's a really small place, and it sounds great. So it's gonna be. I hope some people do some cool pictures or some videos
for sure.
Sure. But it's gonna be special for sure. Yeah.
Is there any? I would think too. Is there any? Like, are you guys feeling any sort of pressure? Or are you just more excited to go out and do this? Because it sounds like you're gonna, for a first show, you're gonna have a pretty large crowd, or at least a packed place. Are you used to that kind of stuff?
Ryan, it's like I'm 35 years old, and this is what I love to do. So it's some kind of you feel some kind of weird sometimes, like nervous, something like that, but in a positive way. It's awesome. We live it like it is. We have chosen this. We love it. So it's amazing going there and explode the amps and power with friends and all people coming to to have a good moment. That's
for sure. For sure. And is this you said that this show is in Buenos Aires, or is it in a nearby city?
Correct. No, it's here, almost downtown.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the neighborhoods, and it's a very popular place now. It's a small place. Like, I don't know. I'm not comparing, but maybe this place like St. Vitus, New York, for example.
Yeah.
That kind of venue. Small venue, good sound, and well located, and it's gonna be really cool to play there. We've played there before. And it's an amazing place, and these guys from Merciless, they're gonna love the show. They're gonna love it there because it's the contact with people is like it's almost like playing in your garage, but it's a nice venue and very very friendly atmosphere, and like everybody's partying there, like that kind of feel like it's everybody's birthday every night.
For sure, for sure.
That's a good thing
That
to
sounds
say about
awesome.
that. Yeah.
And you said that band Merciless, did you say they're dissolving or disbanding after this, or they?
I've heard that. I don't know. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk on their behalf, but
No worries.
I've heard that, and maybe it's some kind of myth, But but if it happens, well, it's bad in a way because I mean it's an awesome band, but at the same time it's gonna be a legendary. It's gonna be as they say a night to remember. Let's
for
say.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And are you guys playing alongside anybody else before Merciless takes the stage, or is it just you guys and them?
No, I mean it's Blood Fiend. It's it's an old school death metal band. They're playing there. They are they have a long career now, and they have put I think 3 albums.
Nice.
Am I wrong? I'm asking Seba about it. 3 albums, right? Yeah, and they are old school death metal veterans, and they will kick ass for sure.
Awesome.
I mean, I've seen them before, and they are killer. It's an awesome band.
Shit, you're making me wanna go fly down there to go catch the show last minute. It sounds awesome. God damn.
Yeah, well, anytime, man.
Yeah. No. It sounds awesome. And so I guess so this is so for you guys, this band Medium. So this is a new, relatively fresh endeavor of yours. Have you been in bands? Well, you said you were 35, and this is kind of your life. So you've definitely probably played in bands before this, right? Or you have other bands that exist side by side with Medium, or is that not correct?
Yeah, well, Medium started as a, kind of a ghost band, a phantom band. Like it was for us, because we had really fun doing it, and we loved the way we were doing it until people started to talk about it, friends, and started to ask us about it, and to when are you playing live, guys, and everything. So we started to see it from another perspective and say, okay, we can put this out and have fun and take it to another level. And of course, Seba, who's here with me, he's the mentor. He started this project as he played. He was in Jesus Martyr. It's a 9 band that lasted for more than 10 years, I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, jeez.
Yeah. And they play together with Fede, the other guitar player. They play together in Avernal. It's another veteran band here in the scene, and it's death metal band, and The Killing, which is also a grindcore band.
Oh, nice.
And I play in several bands. Actually, I'm nowadays I'm playing in. It's been 3 years now in a band called Dragonauta, which is it's a very strange band. Very it's a band that has components of different ingredients from heavy metal to doom metal.
Oh, nice.
And very old school sound. It's like some kind of Black Sabbath, Merciful Fate, and
awesome,
Rush, and a lot of different.
That sounds
things.
Fucking cool.
In the same band with a lot of people that were playing all along these years.
Sure thing.
A lot of people that contributed to the sound and made it happen. But we're playing. We're active players, and we are always playing. If not with one band, then we are playing with another. We know each other. We always like to do this. And in medium, It's we say medium sometimes, or medium.
Yeah,
As you
sorry,
want.
sorry if my English is like botching
Sorry for your good
the
pronunciation. Yeah. No, it's okay. I mean, and we started this. Fede started playing with me in Dragonauta
Mhm.
when the band had some lineup changes, and then we were, it was really natural. This was Seba was with this idea in mind, and this project. He's a producer, and he loves sound engineering and
Hmm.
mixing, and
Nice. Okay.
he's like, he started this, and it was when it's the right time, the right moment, and I think we were in this bar.
Yeah.
We were having fun there, drinking, and suddenly we started thinking about this,
Huh.
and well,
Yeah, we both liked playing bands and go on tour.
Sure.
So stuff and travel the world and the excuse for that.
I see.
We just want to get fun and travel. So we are friends and we decide to play all the song I have doing during the last year.
Mhm. So what?
Yes.
So what was the like when you said like with respect to like the ghost band? I haven't heard that term used with anybody I've spoken with. Is that just kind of like you were?
I just invented that, Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
don't take it serious. It's like, what I wanted to say is that it started like that, and we weren't like promoting it. It was
I
in the
see.
shadows.
I see.
It was
I see.
for us.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was like hidden,
Okay.
something like that, and
Interesting.
we
Okay.
wanted it to be that way, and then I don't know, naturally
It just kind of
it
evolved.
developed in this. We are
see.
now starting playing live, and doing all this new adventure. It's awesome. Actually,
Sure.
we feel great. We feel great about it.
Yeah, we started to play when we have the album, the full album recording and the video, and we have all the pack, and then we start to play.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. That makes
Why
sense.
why we call a ghost band?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know.
No.
We
That's
just-
that's a good way to describe it though. Kind of like before you put anything out into the world, like you're just kind of working on stuff and trying to pull a sound together. It makes sense. I I wasn't. I just haven't heard that word used, but that sounds like actually a pretty cool way to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But so what was just starting the band, like kind of the idea of it, the inception of it, like what was going through your mind when you're like, okay, this is kind of the sound we want to go for? Because when I listened to your first release, it's pretty amazing just to hear the different styles that you blend together on it. Like I really love your debut, just all the different angles of music you take and just all the different sounds on display. What was kind of what were you thinking of when you were trying to develop this sound, or what was the thought process?
Well, I think Seba can answer that more precisely, maybe. I can add something, maybe, but I will let him talk about the sound, because he had this in mind. He had this kind of because at the beginning it was something like it sounded like more crusty, but he had this idea of doing something like, we are not inventing powder, or I mean dynamite. We are not inventing nothing, but we wanted it to be like crafted in some special way, something like doing it. I'll give it the word now, because I will add something later.
Sure.
Yeah, the main idea was make something directly wrote and directly without thinking too much about it.
Okay.
Is the first idea. I just record in my house, and this is the what you hear.
Okay. Okay.
The songs are directly and fast and don't have too much vueltas, muchas.
Sí, yeah, no complications. Like something you can pick up the band, take it anywhere. Like I don't know, playing in some in the you like Pathfinder band. I don't know, like playing in the worst conditions, making it sound great. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
with like a not saying minimalistic, but something like that. Like simplify or
Yeah.
synthesize an idea. Like I would say it has these elements and the sound is great. I mean, I was shocked when we started the band. I mean, Seba started it like his own idea, his own vision in his mind, and we were kind of in awe, like saying, "This sounds great." I mean, and we started to think about it and develop it. And I came with this idea, so it sounds great. And I said, it sounds like from the future. And we started joking about it, and we love, I'm kind of, I wouldn't say a geek. I think I'm not. Yeah, I don't fit in that description. But I mean, I love science fiction and fantasy and
Sure.
and all these we saw this we started playing jokes about, not jokes, I mean in the best sense of the word, like like saying, okay, where are we going with this, and I brought some lyrics, and we developed this dystopian post-human concept, but trying to do it like, when this kind of surreal heavy metal magazine portraits, and kind of trying to describe something like surreal, like visions in dreams, something like that, and it's and it may sound dark, but the music is really lightning in a way. And we had all these things that we wanted to combine, and I was telling a friend of mine a couple of days ago, he asked something like that in a different way, but something similar that what you are asking now, and he asked me about that. And he said, okay, I can feel something like, and I said, yeah, like first Voivod, not all, but Judas Priest concept in general, but mixed with this kind of Swedish precision, this kind of bands like Martyr Dot or Wolf Brigade, Wolf Brigade, or it's something that, but we try to, of course, we know it's really difficult to do something like, really new or whatever. It's not the intention. The intention is to make it happen, to make it work, to be happy with the results, to feel like at home when we are playing. We don't, we love what we are doing. We love the fact that we are taking so much attention on the band, because it became something special for us. And that's a really cool feeling. I think it's something that, when it happens, you notice the difference, and I think it's great, because the response was like a lot of people understood that. I even had this some girl the other time, she said something like, you guys, no, and a friend of mine that played with me in an old, it was like a black brass band called The Rooster. The guitar player, I met him last time, and he said, hey guys, you sound like you had something like post punk, like in the
Yeah.
melodies, like
Yeah.
and like Joy Division, stuff like that, like.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was like, really? And I went home and I put a couple of these records and I said, yeah, I can see the connection. I can
Sure.
understand you are talking about, like those cold atmospheres, like freezing kind of
Yes. Yeah.
melodies that
For
are.
sure. Yeah.
Well, all that, Fede and Seba worked hard but hard, but in a way like enjoying it all the time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
giving it like the they knew where to go. They knew the point. They knew the where to take the sound, and I feel great about it. It's like, I'm with these guys. They play awesome, both of them. The drummer, it's awesome. And it works. It's a very good experience for all the people involved.
Sure.
So I think it's great, and we are really grateful about it. I don't know. Let's say maybe that's the word, but
Sure.
yeah. Because I don't know, it's something that we like doing.
No, for sure. And is this are you guys already working on new material beyond what you've produced for your debut? Are you guys already like cobbling together more songs and such?
Yeah. I mean, it's Seba has a lot of material already recorded, and we will do the same thing that we did. We are going to take all the things, not all, but the things we consider its next step, because definitely it's going to be really interesting. I mean, that's something cool about it. It's it's something. Yeah, it's put some kind of mystery in it. It's
sure.
It's something that it will be. When I heard the new material, I was like, wow, yeah, this is great. This is great. Where we are going, this is awesome. And we'll go through the same process. This time it's going to be easier because we did all the logistics and everything for almost a year now.
Wow.
And then we launched everything. So this time it's going to be more, let's say, comfortable. Not easier. That's not the word, but it's going to be it's going to be more direct. We know exactly where to focus.
Okay.
Where to go, and we want to work the same way.
Sure.
And it's gonna be definitely it's gonna be another great album. As this album, I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I dig it a lot. I was genuinely surprised when I listened to it. Like the first song, I was like, oh, okay, and then as it just kept going on, I was like, Jesus, this is a lot more. I don't know, like just the dynamic flow between the songs and the sounds are just so interesting. It's something I haven't heard in a long, like just something like that dynamic, and it's such a succinct record too, like you don't have a lot of like, there's like no filler. It's all just like very well written, very precise and concise writing, which I really dig.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we put a lot of tension in that. I mean, this kind of Seba can do this. It's like another internal joke in the band. It's like, no, it's not a joke, but I say like it's some kind of Malcolm Young guitar concept. He plays in a way like he synthesizes everything. Like he puts it to like a surgical level. And it's maybe it sounds simple sometimes, but it's not. And it's like, and me, when I started playing, I was like, oh yeah, give it. I'm gonna play this, and then I was like, whoa, this is. There's some kind of tricky things, and I love that. It went in a way that we are all really really happy about it, and all the people around us, friends and people that heard the songs are really excited about the next steps.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, this is we have a lot to do and to release. So it's just the beginning of our meeting.
Sure. And are you guys expecting to have a new release or anything out this year, or is it going to be longer term, like into next year and such?
Next year, definitely. Because
Okay.
yeah, we are.
It's take a lot of time making the album. We begin to make the recording of the last album in August.
Oh, okay.
Almost 6 months.
Okay.
We're recording here in Argentina, everything, and then we sent to Sweden to Fact Life Studio.
Oh, okay.
And there Fred was the engineer. He mixed the album.
I see. Okay.
Sweden, and then we sent the album to Oregon.
Yeah.
It was Oregon.
Really?
To Audio Siege studio.
Shit.
You know,
really? Is that for? Yeah. I know, I'm aware of it. And that was for like the mastering of it, or what?
Yeah, we do the mastering there.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Wow. So you sent it to different.
This is
wow.
the secret of the song. We are not so good. We spent a lot of time and work in this album. So
interesting. I didn't. Okay. Huh.
I hope we can do the same or better the next one. But it takes a lot.
No, I think that it sounds amazing, and I had no idea. I thought it was all just. I guess I should have read the liner notes a little more carefully. I thought you guys just mixed and mastered and did all the stuff on your end. I didn't even realize you sent it around to a couple folks in different studios. That's interesting, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's we didn't tell anybody. Actually, we did it because we wanted to do it that way. Just as I mentioned before, just like something for us, and
sure.
and something that we wanted to experience, to do something. I mean, it took time. It took a lot of energy, and but the results are great, and we wanted to do it that way.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah, and what? Just a second.
No worries.
Oh yeah. We have already some records here. They just delivered. They arrived today, and we have some cassettes.
Oh shit! Really?
Some CDs here with the art. It's really amazing. Also, have you seen it? I mean, something.
I haven't seen anything on the physical media that you guys have produced. I didn't even know you were doing physical media. That's pretty awesome.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen, and we have this artist. He's amazing, and he did this job. He did this surreal thing. We wanted for the first step. We wanted this to be very very graphic about what the album is about, and it went great also. So we are happy with everything, with production, with recording, with the art.
Yeah,
it's something that went great. So it's impossible not to be happy, and we're enjoying it a lot. I mean, we rehearse and we enjoy the songs. We experience the songs, making them growing up among ourselves, and we're starting new stuff that we need time to put it all together, like we did with this record. Mm-hmm. And I think the whole experience is about it, about making something that gratifies yourself in this way.
Sure.
We all have our jobs, like everyone, and this is like our special, place to go and do what we like to do. It's
of course.
There's not too much thinking or secrets about it. It's just going through whatever you know that is right and makes you happy and makes you play this. Also, it's very I don't know. It's helpful to in some way. You if you play, you're meditating or something like that. Because you're taking all this information or making it passing through you and like like an antenna. I don't know.
Sure.
It's something like it's best explained if you hear the music. That's
of course.
That's the thing, and that's the important thing to say about it.
Sure. And when are you guys going to start releasing the cassettes and all that? Because I'm going to have to grab at least one of those for sure. Are you guys going to do any online sales of that?
Well, first at the beginning, we are having conversations and with different record labels, and there's something we need to talk about first. We have this for the gigs. If you go and watch the band, the only way to get our you want the cassette, come and have a great time, hear the music, experience it live, let it
Nice.
We grew up with this in the 90s, and it's the only way we understand it. So
you just pick the stuff up at the show. You couldn't go get it online.
We are not against. We are not saying because it would be like saying, I don't know, logic. Oh no, but I use Spotify and all the stuff, and it's gonna be there for sure. Yeah. We had a limited download that it was great because people. I think in one day they. I don't know the term. It's sold out, but it's not
really.
The term. It just
like all the free downloadable codes got used up on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp and all that stuff. But we are now about the proper release of the album, and so we need to talk about that with the record label that is interested, and we are. And we need to we will put out this it's very for friends actually, because it's gonna be all of them are almost sold because all our friends said, okay, I want this, I want that, I want the T-shirt, I want the cassette. Okay, come and watch the band live, and you're gonna get it.
That's a good incentive. You're gonna make me fly down there just go grab the shit.
But yes, it's all for we'll have that available this Sunday, playing with Bloodfiend and Merciless, and it's gonna be fun. It will be a night to remember, like very very good atmosphere and a legendary gig actually, because these guys are they are history legend.
Yep.
They are living legends. So it's something really amazing.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
can happen to you when you're playing with them, and in a very it's almost abstract or surreal. It's like playing with them in a cellar, in a very small place, and I think that's the real value of this date. It's something that everybody is gonna have a great night, and they're gonna enjoy a show that will be in history. They some years. In the future, some people will say, "Were you there?" Yeah, I was there. No, you're lying. There were like 150 people. No, I was there, and it will be like that, something special, especially for the fans. And us, of course, because we are there. Yeah. So it's really nice, really cool. It's gonna be brutal.
No, it sounds awesome, man. So how about so just you guys personally, I'm like just as musicians that have been, cutting your teeth in like the metal scene, what is it, what were like some of the first bands that really got you into extreme metal, or like was there a certain moment you can remember where you're like, oh, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, or like this is what I want to do, like this is the music I want to make? Like, was there a certain moment?
You can answer that.
Yeah, for me it was Sepultura
Oh,
in
okay.
93. I think I hear Chaos AD,
Okay.
93, 94.
And
Yeah,
that was
94 was, yeah, I was 13.
and that album was just the moment you're just like, this is
Yeah,
it.
was that album. This band was, and they come from Brazil, and was something close to me.
Sure.
And they make for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my band.
Okay.
Yeah, in my case, if I'm going back that time, I would say Beneath the Remains or
Okay.
Arise were the albums. Obituary. Yeah, but I think Beneath the Remains was the album that I heard the most during my teenage years, and then and then I discovered death metal, and then of course Iron Maiden, always there,
Yeah.
and then black metal. I'm a huge fan of the old days, and of course new bands that are playing now. They're very interesting bands, but back then I remember hearing for the first time when I heard. I don't remember which album was. Maybe it was Pentagram from Gorgoroth or something like that, or something like that. Really, really, when I was like, whoa, what? And but back then it was almost impossible. Like, no, not impossible. I mean, it was around, but not like nowadays. I never expected. Oh, I'll tell you, my first black metal album was Sarcófago from Brazil. 1995, I think.
Who is that band again? The name?
Sarcófago. He was the first Sepultura singer, and then they.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the anecdote because one of my best buddies, her mother went to Brazil. She brought him a present, and he said, "Bring me some Sepultura." And the mom, she misunderstood and went to a place and bought him Sarcófago, Rotin album, Rotin, and he was so disappointed. Said, "My mom just fucked up. She brought me this. I don't know. They play fast as shit." It's like there's a baby crying, and these people is bad people, and they were joking at their place, and suddenly this CD fell down and cracked. And from that day, he said, "I want you to take this at your place. I don't want to have this anymore here because I don't know. We were like 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't want this at my place, dude." And I said, "Okay, I have some other stuff at home, so it's okay. Bring it."
Sure.
And from that day, I still got that CD. And,
really?
And it's still, the jewel case is still broken like that, and I just like that. Yeah, and it's, I don't know, it's funny to think about it. But I was always into more. I always like, for example, my favorite thrash metal band was always Sodom, for example. I know in that period, I was like a weirdo because everybody likes Metallica or Slayer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Sodom, and still. Nowadays, I'm a big Sodom fan and creator, but I used to listen to a lot of vinyls because in my school there was a guy that again, the Brazilian connection. He bought like a box of used vinyls that came from Brazil. I don't know where, but they were all like really cheap. He bought that box, and he gave me the box. Like, okay, stay with it. You can return it whenever you want. And I remember discovering a lot of cool music back then, Celtic Frost and King Diamond, World Merciful, and Obituary at the same time. All those early 90s were awesome to find out, because it was not everywhere. It was there. You had to go and find it. And it's a nice memory to have to went through that back then. So
sure,
I don't know. Motorhead was there for me to discover it, so I was, imagine that. First time you listen to Motorhead, well, it's you know about it. So it's I'm speaking a lot. Actually.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Yeah, I remember it's 1930, and no, but I like to talk about all this.
This
really
is. I always love just hearing what folks just how they got into metal and like the first bands they listened to. I always get some interesting words about that. So it's always cool to explore that with folks. What's the scene? What's the music scene like in Buenos Aires? I've never been there. Like, what's the Is there an undercurrent of metal bands that exist there, or is it
really good bands? Actually, really good bands. Not just in Buenos Aires, but let's talk about Buenos Aires because we are from here. Really good bands. There's a lot of new bands nowadays that are doing great stuff. But young people doing really good stuff. There's the old bands are still playing. I don't know. It's something really from here. It's not that people from overseas they usually don't know about what is happening here. I don't know. It's like in every country you have the local bands, and but there's an active scene, let's say. Or,
sure.
I don't know if that's the term, because there's a lot of people playing music. There's black metal, death metal, heavy metal, whatever. A lot of different styles.
Well, no, it's just since I think you're one of the first bands that I've spoken to and even listened to that's from the area, to my knowledge. I mean, I may have inadvertently listened to some bands from Buenos Aires, but I was, there may be some that you can name drop and I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, I've listened to them before. But I'm always interested to see what's going on in other places, just other countries of the world that I'll probably, never see in my lifetime or whatever.
Well, you have a great time if you dig a little bit. There's a lot of underground bands, really extreme bands, really very good heavy metal bands, death metal, as I said, black metal. There's a lot of music around the Buenos Aires area and the suburbs.
Okay. Yeah.
All the suburbs that are part of Buenos Aires too, not downtown. The suburbs. They have a lot of bands playing, and but it's very active. Let's say.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good to hear. So I guess I'm also interested a bit in, this is going back to something you already touched on, but how about on your first release? I tried my best to surmise some of the lyrics, but I failed in a lot of cases just because I don't think that I could find them written down anywhere. But with the lyrics on your first release, you kind of said they're more surreal and such. What was the could you discuss a little bit more about that? What was the kind of like the inspiration for it, and is there like a story being told throughout the 7 songs on your first release? Like, is there like a bit of a bit of a beginning, middle, end, or some sort of a some thread of a story going on in it?
Definitely, it's about something we discussed about that concept. For example, if you take Voivod, or it's like medium works for us. It's something like an emission from another place. Definitely, it works in some subconscious level.
Yeah.
It's the facts and stories and stuff happening in another kind of let's say, I don't know, dimension.
Sure.
But it's something. It's more like visions. Trying to put that visions in words, because they are telling they're telling something about that is happening in it's like a radio emission from an unknown place. Like it's there. Working and living in another phase of space time. Let's say I would say that. So it has relation with reality in a way, but taken in a surreal approach. Let's say it's something that we would consider. It's not negative. Sometimes it's a little bit obscure, because it's a place we are describing that works with this other. It's not the same logic. It's not the same. I would say. Just a second. This is very low.
Oh, no worries.
No, it's okay. Just fix it. So I would say surreal. It's but it's like a surreal description of different realities. So it's in a way something like very very cold stuff sometimes.
Sure.
Or it may sound dark, but at the same time it's something like it's like a window or a kind of a vortex or portal you are opening and watching through it, or we feel that when I came to Seba with all these ideas, I wanted to do something like that, like what you can feel, for example, when you are staring at an image, for example, and try to define it in your own words, but it's something like it's like trying to explain a painting. It's in some way you have limitations in some way, so we use the words like they need to be there to describe something, but trying to be the most primal as possible. The more we need always to it's intentional. We want to do this like a synthesis or synthesize. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way.
You said it right. No worries.
Okay. It's like something we want to do that way, like a synthesis, like a message, like an emission from different states of reality. I mean, it sounds like fantasy, but it's not at the same time. So, what would you take for real? I don't know. It depends on. It's like a Rothschild test, like when you're staring at these images. Some people see a butterfly, some other see a blood stain, some other see their dad's face. I don't know. It's something like that. So we wanted to do it that way, that kind of approach to make it match with the music. which is
That's interesting.
very
Yeah,
intentional to sound and to develop that way.
I
Well,
see.
basically that's the idea. And if you
Yeah.
read the lyrics, I'll send them to you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to
and
see that.
we can talk about it. And you'll find it better to understand what I'm trying to say, because I think I explain it the best way it's explained is through the lyrics. So,
yeah, of course. And what's the we may have already touched on this a bit, but what is it about this, kind of like this surreal imagery like that captivates you? Where does it come from? Is it just something that's interested you for a while, or is there like a certain, like, do you have beliefs in certain things, or they're like what kind of, like, what's the impetus for being like, oh, we want, because this, to me, when you discuss the lyrics, it sounds way different than what I read and hear in a lot of other bands. Like, it just seems like you're kind of on a different plane of like discuss, like just the topics. It's very interesting and engaging. I find it to be very fascinating, and it's
no, but I get it. I was talking to Seba just 1 hour ago about it, and we were discussing that, and I said something like, I have some some ideas about how to approach to music, and some people think I mean, I like direct bands that talk about specific thing, like straight words, but I think in a way, I don't know, fantasy is like the key to eternity in a way. Let me explain.
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's something like it's another level of consciousness when like I said before, like meditation,
Yeah.
And if you take for example what we did with the Medium lyrics, they try to put you in a they are really oniric in a way, and at the same time really direct. So it's a direct message. Let's say it's something. It's a very direct message, but with an oniric lexicon. Let's say it's an argot. It's a if you don't. If you get the symbols, you're gonna get through the message, and some people that already read the lyrics had this feeling about it, and they, as I said before, they took it like this Rothschild test, where they had their own interpretation, and it's valid, and I love that, and I think that is the purpose. It's like to open some kind of portal of understanding, like primitive language, like a prehistoric language, like where symbols are more important for concept than words.
Yeah, almost like a different stream of consciousness. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's something like that. It's something like that, like a symbolism mechanism. I don't know.
No, that's very interesting. Okay.
Whoa.
No, shoot.
Holy shit.
No. I like that. No, I of so many bands that I listen to, sometimes I can't surmise the lyrics worth a crap, but just kind of the way you're describing how you go about yours, just kind of like a different, like a stream of consciousness, or just like a different,
yeah, sometimes, but I think I love bands, for example, that maybe sound or speak in a direct way. I think
yeah, of course.
They work like that, and the result it's awesome, and it's a straight message, and this is something like that in a way. We wanted a straight message, but with a twisted symbolism. I mean, it's something that we wanted to do to make it happen that way. it looks like as the music. It sounds maybe simple, but at the same time, it has a lot of twists inside.
Sure.
It makes the experience even more enjoyable for the listener and for
Definitely.
us as well.
Are there specific, I guess, beyond just music itself, like maybe films or like authors or books, like are there other forms of media that inspire and influence the way you write lyrics and music as well?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, Jules Verne or Robert Howard or I don't know, Argentinian writers or Lovecraft or even I don't know, those kind of things, or even history books or movies.
Sure.
So yeah, but not specifically one. Maybe
Okay. Yeah.
it's something that I use like when I write. I just like to meet my my writing process. Let's call it that way. I don't know if it sounds pretentious. Yeah, when I no, it's not like that. Let's say when I write, when I sit my fat ass and write. It's something that I like to do. Something it can be triggered by movies or books that
Sure,
that I like. Sometimes I always watch the same movie or read the same book all the time, and it's like I need like something like a mantra, to get into that meditation state.
Sure.
Or whatever.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's cool. It's something. I mean, I enjoy doing that. It's not. I use it for Medium, for example, but at the same time, it's something that I like to do. It's something that I like to do. Basically, when I'm home, I'm relaxing, having a beer or something, and I like to write. It's something natural for me.
I see. Okay.
And I'm not like I don't want to sound pretentious. Like I'm not.
No, you don't. No, I don't get that impression.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Sometimes I read it and I say, "This is shit. This is so," and then but I'm happy doing that. It's something that I like. I like to do it. I'm not the best, but I don't give a shit about being the best. I just enjoy it.
Of course. Well, shoot, are there other aspects? I always feel like I glaze over certain aspects of bands' music when discussing stuff. There's just so much, there could be so much to talk about. Are there other aspects of the band that I'm like glazing over? You want people to know about, or like listeners to know about specifically?
No, I think. I think when you approach the music of Medium, I think there is no rule. That's basically what we want to do. It's some people took it from they said this is awesome. This is Crust, and we were like a little bit not distant, because there is Crust, of course. There is an influence. There's Crust or when they say punk, yeah, maybe, or heavy metal, yeah, that's. But I think the best way to approach it it's to enjoy the intensity it has. It's like a coded message. You're receiving. Like a super fast transmission, something like an electric shock in a way, or an epiphany. Let's say like you fell and you hit your head and suddenly you understand something, or like
I see. Yeah,
it can happen with drugs, but it can happen in a natural as well.
Sure thing. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I think it's a powerful. All the song have this power and this feeling and have a little hope in the darkness. You always have a hope there. But I listen this feeling when we play the
like a torch, like something like in a deep cave, and you can find a glowing crystal there, and something like that. Medium. It's something like that in my mind, in my own imagination. We want to thank you, Ryan. Yeah,
for give us the opportunity.
Yeah, this chance. I mean,
of course,
it's great. If you want to send a final message to your audience or the people interested in your show, it's we would like to go there and meet you people, and
oh yeah, for sure.
We're really happy to be going through this experience, and you're going to hear from us really soon. So be alert.
For sure.
And again, thank you for this, and we'll be in touch, man.
Yeah,
because,
definitely.
Really cool to talk to you and
likewise.
To speak. So all the best, buddy. Yeah. We'll be talking. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time.